Welcome back. Let's look at something a lot of us don't have at the moment, power. You'll see there on your screen, we're in stage 4. The Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, meanwhile, tabled the electricity regulation bill in Parliament yesterday to help open up the electricity market. It is part of government's plans to bring in new players. To discuss, we're now joined by Energy Analyst, Professor Sampson Mamphweli. Prof, thank you for being with us. So, Eskom generally provides most of the power. It has done so for a very long time. How is it envisaged that this bill, when it becomes law, will open up a really competitive market?
Good evening to you and the viewers. So this is a follow-up or a process that was started around 2019 when Minister Pravin Gordhan announced that Eskom will be broken up into generation, transmission and distribution, and then the transmission will then be used to procure electricity from various role players. So basically introducing competition to Eskom and IPPs. So that will then add the number of role players in terms of electricity provision to the country. So what the bill does now, it opens up the space for creation of the transmission system operator, basically taking away transmission from Eskom and then establishing a new company, transmission company, and then that transmission company will then establish a trading platform where there will be competition in terms of trading on the electricity, and then it will provide access to the transmission line, which is basically the wheeling for customers, for independent power producers who've got customers that are based in areas that are far from where they are producing electricity. So in some way, it's a good thing. It's a good step forward.
So the transmission system operator, just give us a bit more of the nitty-gritty details, will be government controlled, but that operator buys electricity from wherever, from Eskom, from new players, from renewables, from gas, from private companies, whatever. And then it also gives access to these companies to those transmission lines. Is that correct?
That is correct. So the Eskom transmission will be independent. Will be 100% state-owned. It's not going to be a private company. So there's no privatization, as opposed to what others have been saying, who did not necessarily have full information on what was happening, and also others who were talking about conspiracy theories to say this is some form of privatization and all that. And if you look into the details of the bill, it also gives NERS some more leeway and more powers when it comes to a regulation, which then means that there won't be collusion when it comes to the prices of electricity. The regulation will still be intact and very tight, which protects the consumers. Which basically means that we will then have the benefit of the least cost kind of electricity in the new trading platform that Eskom transmission will then create. In terms of wheeling, they will make available the grid to all people who produce electricity and who wants to transmit that electricity to their customers elsewhere. So everything still remains under state control, as opposed to some popular statements out there that says this is some form of privatization. There is no privatization at all.
Okay, so it's just mixing things up, and it is breaking Eskom's monopoly in terms of generating power. You now have more players there, but you're saying the state is firmly in control over prices. You want the state also right at the end deciding that people in far-flung areas that perhaps are poor, they still need to get electricity. So that would be the distribution leg.
That is correct. So people in very deep rural areas Eskom will still be able to provide them with electricity. And they've got other programs, such as the mini grid program that is targeting communities where there is no grid access, or where it's quite difficult to extend the grid because of, for instance, mountainous areas and things like that. So Eskom will still continue to build the transmission lines through Eskom transmission, but where they can't extend the transmission lines, they will rely on that are powered by solar as well as wind energy. They are already manufacturing the mini grids that are powered by solar at the now closed down Komati power station that I've visited.
All right, final question. We lost you there. Let's see if you can answer this. I mean, is this the reform we need? Is it happening at the pace we need?
So it's happening quite slow, because the first announcement was around 2019, and then it took some time for Eskom for government to start implementing this. So the pace is slow, but we welcome the announcement of the tabling of the bill.
All right, and we'll follow that as MPs look at it. Energy Analyst, Professor Sampson Mamphweli, thank you very much.